waffles. I'm on a new diet.
Mommy moment video.
Waffles for breakfast. Cup of coffee bigger than my head.
Not bigger than your head.
Bigger than your head.
This is a mommy moment. Can I use that pen?
My new diet. So I want to preface this video with saying that I have tried a few different diets kind of before. I've never really stuck to one. I'm not on the keto or the paleo fad or the like vegan, vegetarian, raw, anything like that. I've done different things. Like I did a Daniel fast with the church 8 years ago, 9 years ago in January. So it wasn't really a diet meant to lose weight. It was a way to grow closer to God. And I felt like things did get better. I felt better on that diet, which was basically a vegan diet, as well as the way our church, or the way me and my husband kind of interpret it, was that it was vegan plus no caffeine, and then no added sugars. I think we may have still done like honey and maple syrup and stuff, but no white sugar. But I've never really followed a diet in the hopes of losing a ton of weight. I lost some weight 2 years ago, and I started just by cutting out sugar, and I lost like 20 pounds in a month just cutting out processed like white sugar. So, but in the past 2 years, I've kind of gone up and down with my weight, which is normal. But I was listening to another booktube video, and she's a little bit bigger. And normally you just see, like, in these kind of videos, like, from the waist up, or like how you see me now. So you don't really know what they look like their legs or their stomach or anything like that. But she read just fat rep, and that's how, like, a recommendation came up on YouTube, and that's how I found her. And I really, really like her videos, and I'll link that one down below. It's an hour and a minute long, so it is a long video, but you can still check it out. And she read just books where the main characters were overweight. And this book, this diet book, was part of it. And it sounded really interesting, so I picked it up. And so I just wanted to give you my review on it. I wrote it out just so I can I don't want to sound like, I told Seb, I don't want to sound too scripted. But at the same time, I don't want to just be off on a random rabbit trail and losing my thoughts and stuff. So, yeah, my thoughts. I just finished this yesterday. It was really good. I liked it. So it's called The F It Diet. Eating Should Be Easy by Caroline Dooner. Sorry. Oh, my throat's been really dry and scratchy and stuff lately. Anyways, Caroline Dooner is raging against diets and anything that remotely resembles a diet. It is like watching a documentary. You know they are biased, and chances are you are getting a really one-sided look at the story. That doesn't mean they are wrong, it just means they are only really showing facts that are in support of their beliefs. You need to watch them with a grain of salt. In defense of salt is in here. And to make sure you do your own due diligence on the topic. That is how I feel about this book. It is really good, and you can tell this author is very angry about diets and diet culture and our constant obsession and drive to be thin and beautiful, all disguised as us wanting to be healthy. Caroline is pushing back against all of it, and her book is moody and intense and very much F diets, hence the title of this book. This is what Maya is reading, using my Bible highlighters as a bookmark, apparently.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I can find.
Although I completely understand where she's coming from, and she has science and facts that support her reasoning, something I've not personally fact-checked, but at the end of the book, there are 70 notes showing where she got her information from.
Zelda
So she's
book.
got... Yes, Maya? So you can see, like, her notes, and then when she, like, quotes a study or whatever, it'll say, like, number or whatever, and then you can come to the back and check it out. There are 70 notes showing where she got her information from, so it would be easy enough to do your due diligence. I understand that if dieting is far right, she is very far left and anti-diet. I understand why she's saying what she is saying, but I haven't completely jumped on the TFID bandwagon. So that's her short for the FIT diet. Dieting and our relationship with food and health is very complex and an individual journey for every single one of us. And she does mention that, obviously, some people have very real allergies and restrictions they need to keep in mind, like celiac disease or lactose intolerant or being allergic to dairy or other allergies. But there's a difference between legitimately having celiac disease and just staying away from gluten as a form of dieting, and because it is the latest evil food. From what I have noticed in my own life and being stressed over all these different diets and what is best for our health is that there are many different and legitimate paths to health. A friend of mine suggested I read this paleo book, which I'm going to add a link in the description down below so you can, for the chapter's link, which will bring you to the book. So she recommended this book because of all these different health issues I've been dealing with for years, from digestion to skin rashes and unexplained things. So paleo is basically the keto diet, and there's absolutely no grains allowed. A lot of meat and animal products like full-fat dairy. And this book explains all the reasons why these foods are so good and important for our bodies. And the paleo book, not the diet book. And why the off-limit foods are so terrible. I am also part of a Raw Till Whenever group on Facebook, and I have no idea how I ended up becoming part of that group, but I think a friend also noticed my complaints on Facebook about my health and everything, and they suggested that that group. So this group, Raw Till Whenever, I am constantly seeing posts about all the tons of fruit these people eat, and keep in mind, on a lot of diets, fruit is a dessert food, as so many of them are high in sugar. And posts about how much rice people eat, and off-limit food if you are paleo. And some people said they ate rice or quinoa, another off-limit another off-limit food, almost every day. These people eating a vegan diet with no animal products boast about how much weight they have lost and how much better they feel physically and mentally. So here I am reading a paleo book, which is a lot of animal products, and part of a vegan group on Facebook. Two very different lifestyles and diets, yet both claim all these amazing health benefits. So what does that mean exactly? What I have figured out, if you need to figure out what works, what I figured out is you need to figure out what works best for your body. If you feel good eating a vegetarian or vegan diet, go for it. If grains make you feel like crap, limit how much you eat or cut it out altogether. Don't want gluten, even if you can actually eat it, then don't eat gluten. What this FIT diet book is teaching me is to stop tying yourself down with all these rules about restricting and what you can and cannot have. If you're hungry, eat. Don't feel guilty for eating carbs or wanting ice cream or being hungry past 6 p.m. You're a human, you have hormones and cycles, and your body needs different things at different times. Try to eat well, eat balanced, eat what makes you feel good, and stop shaming yourself for or feeling guilty for splurging, for binging, for, wanting sugar or carbs. I highly recommend this book if you're someone who has gone most of your life yo-yo dieting and are constantly chasing the next best diet and trying to fit what you believe is the perfect weight. Keep in mind that we all have unique bodies. We all hold weight differently, and there's no magic number on the scale or tag of your clothes that will make us perfect and beautiful. If you need to learn how to love your body right where you are and are just plain tired of dieting, then go pick up this book. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt or a teaspoon of sugar. And keep in mind that she is pushing against so much what our culture tells us about health, about beauty, health, and our bodies. So it is very intense. It's very anti-dieting. So she's pushing back against something here. So my bookmark that I used with this diet book was coffee and books equals happiness. I thought it was appropriate.
I'm learning about stuff in school.
She's learning about stuff in school, so us sending her to school every day is not a waste of time. Okay. I'm just going to read, I just wanted to quote from page 211 and 212. The belief that being skinny will make us happy sets us up for failure. External things are famously unable to make us truly happy. And still, so many people's entire lives revolve around the belief that being skinny, or fit, or lean, or whatever will make them happy, or being wealthier, or being adored. Those beliefs will affect the way you treat yourself, and once you get what you think you want, you'll be even more miserable when you realize that it didn't create the lasting happiness you expected. I'd also like to say, like, this is diet, so it's focusing on food, and it said, like, wealthy as well, but that can also be, like, once I get a boyfriend or a girlfriend, once I get engaged, once I get married, once I have kids, once my kids are in school, this, that, and everything. We're always chasing, like, the next thing, and we need to learn to be happy right here and right now. Even if you're 300 pounds, even if you're on the other end and you're, like, 110 pounds and super skinny, but you're not healthy. You need to love your body where you are, and you need to love your life where you are first. That doesn't mean you can't strive to do better. That doesn't mean you can't strive to save up money or strive to lose some weight, or even if you're really skinny and you don't necessarily need to lose weight, but you're unhealthy, you're having problems with your digestion. I have a friend that's very, very skinny, and she was having a lot of different issues with her skin and stuff like that. And so her health concerns weren't weight related, but they were diet related. A lot of them. So, but you still need to learn to love yourself right where you are first, and strive to be healthier, to be a better version of who you are. And you can't wait to be happy until you get those things, though. I am here to tell you, and then tell you again, that everything you think being thin will give you is something you need to be willing to seek now, regardless of your current weight. You were not made to sit around waiting until someone deems you good enough for the life you want. You were made to go create it. We all think that once we become skinny or beautiful or rich, we will finally be happy. But the truth is, the way we seek things out is the way we will experience them. If you seek out a relationship insecurity and neediness, you will most likely spend that relationship in the same state. Still insecure and needy and seeking constant validation. Same thing with weight loss. Excuse me. Losing weight doesn't cure the emotional state you're in. Losing weight doesn't change the way you feel about yourself or the beliefs you have about yourself. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but this happens all the time. There are so many people who lose lots of weight, and even if they are now getting endless praise, they still treat themselves the same way they did before. They still don't like themselves. I'm not anti-goals. I've got goals, but I am anti-expecting external goals to actually make you happy. That raise will not solve all your problems at work. Falling in love does not erase self-doubt or feelings of loneliness. Fame and recognition does not automatically make you peaceful and content. We have to look at what we are really searching for underneath the goal. If what you're really seeking from weight loss is more kindness to yourself and a cute new skirt, you need to be willing to give those things to yourself now. That's the underlying stuff you're actually seeking. Because there's no guarantee that getting to your goal will make you kinder or more accepting of yourself, even if you assume it will. Most often, it won't. The way you seek out a goal is the state you will still be in once you get there. So, anyways, I thought that was really interesting and really good. So, I gave this 4 out of 5. It's, like I said, very intense and very anti-diet. So, I definitely recommend reading it, but again, take it as you will kind of thing. And learn to love yourself where you're at on this journey. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye.
Subscribe and give it a big thumbs up.